It's Q&A Sunday. We're starting a brand new segment on this channel. We'll see how it goes. I really like y'all's questions, and I got these questions a really long time ago, and I have so many other videos in the hopper, so I just want to address some of these. Feel free to ask questions as always. So, first one says, "Hey Sev, I appreciate your videos. I appreciate you, man. I'm super inspired by your self-improvement journey. I'm currently 22, looking to improve because I refuse to be average. Love that. I would really appreciate if you could help me by providing a roadmap slash guide on how I should go about self-improvement and which books to read to change my life." So this is a two-pronged question and it's quite long. So this is really where the meat of the video is going to be. Feel free to skip to the other questions if this isn't what you're looking for, but yes, this is a great question. I actually made a guide for you. So I call this the 7 framework. It is a starting roadmap where you can actually just start to at least unpack what you're supposed to be doing. I don't really believe in laziness. I feel like a lot of people simply don't know where they need to go. You don't have a motivation problem. You have a clarity problem. You just don't know what you need to be doing. And so you need to sit down and get very specific about who you're trying to be. I'm not really too interested in anything else, right? I don't think that you need to start taking immediate action. If you can get away with just defining who it is that you want to be, your life is going to completely transform. There's so many instances of people literally just thinking about what they want to do and then starting through the law of attraction and honestly, God's beautiful universe working towards you, you start to see things start to literally manifest without you even doing anything. So number 2, you want to master your body. I think that this is obviously a semi-controversial one. It's less about sometimes the physical and more about the spiritual, which is really interesting. But you want to learn how to fast, for example. You want to be going to the gym multiple times a week. You want to have discipline in that area of your life. You don't need to be perfect. No one's saying you need to be perfect. Your body is a temple and it is something that you have complete and total control over. So you should have control over it and you shouldn't let it slip from you. It gets very, very tough sometimes when life gets busy. It's easy to skip it on the gym. Hey, dude, I've been inconsistent in the gym for the last 2 weeks. I'm totally fine to admit that. It's been tough with all the things I'm doing. But still, just the fact that I have that in my mind, oh, I need to go to the gym, it makes me feel really good. It makes me know that I'm still on my path and this is just a temporary thing. If you don't master your body's going to master you. And I know a lot of people that are basically slaves to their bodies. 3 is going to be about starving the things that can drain you. So we talk about all these types of energy leaks on my channel sometimes, and I want to go really in depth on what specifically is preventing you from becoming your highest self, which is a really, really interesting topic. I was recording that right before this video, actually. Hopefully it pans out. But basically, all you need to know is every dopamine spike that you didn't earn deposits into something that you can't make later. I hope that makes sense. It's fugazi. It's not real, right? It's fairy dust. So you need to take these things and you need to cut them off ruthlessly. Genuinely become the type of person that sits there and says, okay, I have 5 things that I'm really, really, really noticing are leaking my energy right now. How can I take one, eliminate that, then move to the next one? Be militant about it. Don't do all 5 at once. I tend to see that's where people mess up. If you do one thing, and let's say 30 days, right, you only focus on defeating that one thing, then you move to the next thing, then the next thing, then the next thing. It's just going to be so much easier for you to completely free yourself of all these energy leaks. The energy leaks really, in my opinion, are almost like these entity like things that latch to you when you're supposed to be great. And they're very silent. They're very good at not exposing themselves. And that actually makes it one of the more important things on this list that you take into account. Starve your energy leaks. 4, stop running. So this actually comes back into a question that I had over here. Can you do a video about going into depth about inner work? I find myself chasing women as a coping mechanism in eating as well. How do you really be still and address that without rushing to get the results immediately? So if you find yourself chasing these types of things, ask yourself what you're actually running from. It's contradictory. It's paradoxical. I'm trying to use big words. It is paradoxical though, right? It's not really that you're lusting over women more so than you're running away from something and the end result is you lusting over women. Maybe there is an unresolved conflict that you need to have within yourself And guys, I've actually really been advocating for therapy. I think a lot of people should get therapy. I think therapy is a really good thing if you have the right therapist, of course, because there's a whole issue there with therapists where you end up having somebody that is enabling your behavior rather than trying to actually find out what is going on. Number 5, build something. Anything. It could be a book, it could be your body, it could be a business. It doesn't matter what it is specifically, so don't even overthink it, just do it. Something that I've always really liked about myself is just the fact that I'm constantly always doing something ever since I was a kid. Always doing something different, something random, some project. And that's just something that like I know a lot of my extended family and close family also do as well. We just kind of have things going on. It's a great way to have a North Star, right? When you have a North Star, kind of like we were talking about in point 1, it becomes less of a motivation thing. It's more about, okay, this is just what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to write this book. So I'm going to wake up and I guess I'm going to go eat and I guess I'm going to like shower and do the things that I need to do. And then I'll start working on the book, right? It gives you a reason to wake up in the morning. And that alone might just be the one thing on this entire framework that if you could follow, honestly, yeah, you would be probably completely fine. What I tend to find is a lot of people are scared to build things because they're scared to fail. And to that I say, show me one invention ever from the greatest inventors of our time, right? Even the greatest of all time, Da Vinci, Tesla. Show me one person in the universe that has never failed when they're building amazing things. I can't name any. All of them have failures. You're going to fail. That's okay. You're supposed to fail so you can learn from the past version of yourself, and the future version of yourself will thank you. So don't stress out way too much about things that you can't control like that. I mean, failing, that's something you should be thankful for, if anything. 6 is going to be find God or find the thing that humbles you. So I personally really do think that this is one of my favorites on the list solely because I believe in God very deeply. And I think that my life has been significantly better since I started taking God more seriously. And it's something that I don't take for granted. And I've even found myself really not compromising when it comes to certain things. Like I need to go to church, for example, in 20 minutes. I just have to. It feels good. It feels good to have something that humbles you. I think as men, it is so easy for us to want to be dominant and like have everything around us be submissive. And I get that. But also it's like just the idea that I can humble myself, kneel before something larger than me that created life. I feel like my ambition would it would literally consume me if I didn't have that anchor. I implore you to look into the idea that there is something out there greater than yourself and really explore that and see what it means for you. 7, choose your circle on purpose. My favorite one. Look, guys, I've met lions, bears, tigers, snakes. I've met them all. I met dragons, okay? I have met people, I have seen colors that none of y'all, I pray, ever have to see from people. And it's because of the types of things that I've done, right? Like it's the types of businesses and verticals I've stepped into and projects I've done. Like I've done a lot of really crazy stuff. I'll talk about it more someday where it's more appropriate. But because of that, I met all shades of people, all financial backgrounds, the poorest of the poor and the richest of the rich, right? And I'll tell you, the best thing that you can do when you're on the self-improvement path is have a close friend circle if you can. If you don't have a close friend circle, it is better to be alone. I hate to say that. If you don't have a close friend circle, like 5 friends that you can count on your hand, like the Japanese say, and my mom says, if you don't have that, or maybe just 3, or maybe just 2, whatever the number is, or family, it's better to be alone. Really dig. Really, 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 really dig. And on the other side will be the life that you've been working towards. And a lot of people, the right people, will be attracted to you then. It's better to be alone temporarily than to have friends that are willing to screw you over, stab you in the back, do all types of evil, talk about you. All that stuff is unacceptable on this path. It's unacceptable. Nobody can speak to you as if you are less than. Like never let, and If you have a friend that talks badly about you behind your back, for example, that's not your friend. If you have a friend that allows other people to talk poorly about you while you're not there, that's not your friend. Those are examples of how hardcore you have to be with this. Like, it should be a ride or die. Like, as in, this person so deeply understands you that it's like, even when you do wrong, they want to make it work. They're not there to hurt you or stab you in the back. Real friends. So choose your circle on purpose. Choose people, ideally, that you would trade places with, or maybe you have a combination of all of them. People you would want to trade places with that are really good friends, and people that are just really, really like old school good friends. And they're out there. Sometimes we don't realize how many friends we actually do have. So let's talk about the reading list that I have for you guys. This list has some of my favorite books. It doesn't have all of my favorite books, but some really, really good ones here. So, Foundations, the Bible. Hear me out. Hear me out. We're talking about a lot of manifestation on this channel. We're talking about all these like concepts and things. The source in my professional opinion always points to the Bible. You know, you're always going to see the Bible at the source of all these teachings. New Age people, New Age like philosophers and authors, they all get their concepts from the Bible. They all arise from the Bible, and they just don't give credit to it. That's why I say it's so foundational. Even objectively, it is very foundational to read the Bible. The Bible is very long, so you don't need to like read all of it. I would start with Proverbs and Ecclesiastes. Start there, and then, you know, throughout your life, just work your way towards ending the entire thing. Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. Very high energy book. Very good book. Perfect book. If there is a such thing as a perfect book, which I just think is the Bible, maybe like second place under it. No, let me not even say that. Great book. Really good book. I recommend you read that after. Letters from a Stoic. Great. Really great reading. I recommend that a lot of people read that one as well. And the reason I like Letters from a Stoic is Seneca was just one of the most brilliant philosophers in the world to me. He just did things that really aligned with his nature, and he was advising kings, and I don't know how else to describe him. He was just a great guy. The Way of the Superior Man by David Detto. We've talked about that. We have a whole Way of the Superior Man like series on this channel, which is crazy. Go check that out. Really cool. I put the wrong book here, but it's supposed to be The Art of War. Really, really great book on just tactician and learning how to be more of a futurist at the end of the day. Play life as if you're playing chess, which I'm learning to play right now. Atomic Habits by James Clear is also just principle reading. You need to know this book. I really recommend that book. That was actually the first book that got me into self-improvement and sent me down this crazy path. So kind of a throwback there, really good. Money books, these are two of my recent favorites. One is The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. The reason I like The Science of Getting Rich is Wattles was a New Age philosopher. In fact, he was kind of like the father of New Age. But the thing about him is he would at least quote specific Bible verses in the book, right? Like, that's something that you don't see a lot of these days. I recommend you check that book out, because if you're trying to make money, he has a formula in there that genuinely just works. I tried it. Book is super short. I don't know if I have it here. No, I don't, but it's so short. You can literally read this on YouTube in like 2 hours. You owe it to yourself also to get rich. But yeah, dude, that book is crazy. It works. You will make so much money, or at least have a different perception of money. And it also goes into the next book, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. So that book to me I've just been spam reading that book lately, and it gives you the mindset, right? So with The Science of Getting Rich, you understand like the spiritual framework. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by Eckhart, you get the mindset, and it's like, dude, having the mindset of a millionaire is insane. Like, I cannot even explain it. And there's still so much to learn, right? Like, I'm only on my second run of reading the book, but I genuinely start to see like and feel small things changing inside of my brain. So those are the books, and here's where I kind of want to end it off for you. I think just you on this path alone shows that you are a very, very, very serious person, right? Like you're even interested in self-improvement. That goes for any guy that is interested in self-improvement. If you're interested in developing yourself, you are better off than a lot of people that aren't even thinking about these kinds of topics and concepts, right? So own that, own the fact that you're trying, own the fact that you found this video. So now you can actually implement some of this stuff, and own the fact that it's actually pretty darn easy whenever you see visually what you're supposed to do. That's honestly people's biggest issue sometimes. So stop running from yourself. I will catch you guys in the next video. We'll do another Q&A Sunday soon. Peace.